So, my period is finally over, and I finished using my Pixie cup, menstrual cup, and I can tell you that I will never, ever, 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 ever use tampons or pads again. This thing is thebomb.com. I was so shocked at how much blood it could hold. Once I got used to inserting in and removing my menstrual cup, it was like a great experience. I felt clean because, of course, when you have odors like period odors from the tampon and the pad chemicals, it's really uncomfortable. It makes you feel like everybody can smell you, even if you can only smell you, really. But I love it. It's clean. It was like feeling if once it's inserted in there, it doesn't feel like anything's there. Other times, like when I'm peeing or trying to use the restroom, I can, because my muscles are pushing down, I can sometimes notice at the tip of this. But I really recommend you not cut this thing off because it's easy to pull down and get the cup when this is still intact. Some people trim it down, but I like it as is. Plus, when it's not period blood in here, it has a really pleasant smell. I don't know what it is, but it has a pleasant smell to it. And when my period is in there, it looks pretty cool. And I'm sure some people on Instagram saw that, but yeah. And then when I was like when I'm not using it, which I'm not anymore, it lives in this gorgeous little pouch because you don't want to put it in something like a container because it can grow things on it. So I just put it in here, and I'm going to be waiting until next time I have to use it. Keep my instructions handy, and these are these cute little wipes that I can wipe myself with when I'm using my menstrual cup, which comes in handy. That's why I bought this in particular, because they had the wipes, but you can order the wipes for your menstrual cup and everything. But it's really comfortable, environmentally friendly, and it's affordable. It saves money. Like, the initial thing is kind of like, you might like, well, I'm spending that much to get this cup, but once you go from there, it's smooth sailing, and I don't regret it. I wish, if anything, I wish that I had this growing up as a young girl, because I used to have horrible cramps and periods, and I was just like uncomfortable, sick all the time the first 3 days. But with this, I feel like I can still carry on my life. I can go on vacation, not worrying about when to take something out, because this thing can last 8 to 12 hours. So really, once you take some Tylenol, some pills, or something to help you with the cramping, it's like you're not having your period at all. But because I was not didn't know how I would experience the menstrual cup or anything, I decided to get these reusable pads, which they are wonderful. Like, for girls who don't want to use the menstrual cup, or they have their hymen or something that will make this uncomfortable to use. But just to let you know, they do have version menstrual cup size. They have standard, which I have the standard normal one, and then they have ones for women who have been pregnant or had a child or two. So you can have the right flow amount that's coming out. So my flow is like a normal to light for most parts. So like light the last days of the 7 days span. Yeah, I have 7 days, think. But yeah, this is wonderful. I love it. But going back to this reusable pad, I got these because I was worried about leakage if I didn't put the in right, which sometimes I did during my period. The first day or so, I had a little dot trails of leakage, but I think it's because I was rushing to go to work, and I probably didn't put it in the right, and usually when I got to work, I adjusted a little. But yeah, these things are wonderful. Not only do they make me feel more confident wearing that menstrual cup until I get really acquainted with it. The thing about reusable pads for girls who don't want to use the menstrual cup at all, it's easy to snap on. Like, all you have to do is snap on here, and then it goes on any of your given panties. And this is just a standard one, but they come in all, like you can get them on handcraft stores, in different colors and everything. Really have fun with it. And because it has a special kind of cloth to it, it doesn't store odor that you would otherwise experience on a normal pad. Because the pad, once blood gets on a normal pad, it has chemicals in it that will, and of course air exposure, that bring in that odor. You don't want that. And with this, it's not, you won't have an odor. When you sit down, it's not uncomfortable. You're not sitting your own blood moist, and which can be the pain of having a pad. And it's comfortable. I enjoyed it, and I was like, how am I supposed to watch this thing? Well, when I have like about 4 or 5 of these. Didn't really have to use them because I had the menstrual cup, but when I did have my light days and I stopped, just because I didn't feel like using the menstrual, I used the reusable pad. And to get the blood out of it, I put it in cold water, let it soak a little, then rinsed it out. And then after that, at the end of my period, I ended up putting all the pads that I wore in the cold wash. Don't use warm because warm stains things. But a cold wash, just popped it in, put the normal detergent, and I was all set. No stains anymore. No blood, no anything. Very clean smelling. And it's just a wonderful experience. So I highly recommend for ladies out there who are using disposable pads and menstrual cups and tampons, just get rid of that. Get you one of these reusable ones. They last for years. They really can. But if you are worried, you can get one every year if you really want to. But you don't have to. And these are just wonderful for girls. Especially I recommend reusable pads for girls who are just starting their periods and not adjusted to having things in their vagina. Should get these reusable pads first. And you can believe me, when the holidays come around, I will be getting some of my friends, family, and eventually when Eliana's at an age where my little baby cousin, I love her, when she is of age and she starts a menstrual cycle, I plan on teaching her about the benefits of using reusable pads, and eventually when she goes to college, we can talk about the menstrual cup. So I just want to give a heads up to everybody and say, just go with the menstrual cups. It's wonderful, and I'm not turning back. I'm so happy that I don't have to use pads or tampons or any of that stuff anymore. I'm just very thrilled. So thanks for watching, and if you need more information, all you have to do is visit www.fromgirltogirl.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, and we talk about lifestyle, tips, fitness, business, career, how to get your career going, and all that stuff. I'll be chatting about that on YouTube. Follow, tell your friends to subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye.